name is Eddy Adra. I'm the CEO at Coast Funds. Coast Funds is an Indigenous-led organization that serves 27 First Nations in what's called the Great Bear Rainforest in Haida Gwaii, and was established through essentially the Great Bear Rainforest land use planning agreements that resulted in the establishment of this great organization that serves the nation's goals towards economic development and conservation and stewardship efforts in the region. And so organizationally, we sort of have the vision for First Nations to exercise their inherent rights to self-determination, ensuring healthy and thriving communities and ecosystems. And that's really sort of the overall vision for the organization and service of the First Nations we work for. The development of working through a platform like Salesforce precedes me. I've been with Coast Funds for about 5 years, but I also have a pretty intimate understanding as to what led us to shift from what used to be Access. We used to use an Access database for many years since our inception in 2007, all the way to about 2014, I think 2015. And the evolution, and I use that word specifically, the evolution to Salesforce and giving us access and power to using data in a really effective way. And so one of the main drivers for us to shift from what was Access to Salesforce was really the need to be able to mine data more effectively, to be able to report out to the communities on the impact of the really important work that they've done over the many years. And Access is a great kind of database to store information, but it's not one that gives you easily accessible reports and great functionalities out of it. And so when our former CEO actually came on board a few years ago, he was used to using Salesforce, and he's kind of seen he's worked with Belmar in his previous role and previous organization, right, that he had that kind of connection of understanding both how Belmar as an organization works and the values they bring to their work, and also Salesforce and the value that it brings to providing effective and efficient reporting to an organization to be able to mine data in a good way. The decision to implement Salesforce is a game changer. We've released our impact report this year, our 15 years impact report, and we wouldn't have been able to do that in the way that we've done it without having something like Salesforce. Our due diligence process that we do on each project that comes through kicks out a report that goes to our project review committee at the board level, which they approve, and then from there we've got all the agreements and the emails that go out to the nations already kind of pre-populated through Conga reports that it's just like they're just clicks away. I don't have to create emails from scratch to kind of build anything through or copy paste anything in. It's all kind of automated almost. And even all the way to kind of the emails that get sent to my finance team requesting them payments, to issue payments to the nations on the project. And so, and then all the way to reporting, where our team gets like constant notifications on a kind of periodic basis that say, hey, have you checked in onto project 527? We're due for some kind of reporting. And, it's all kind of integrated, automated, and it makes the flow and the process that much more effective. Yeah, I think from a mission fulfillment perspective, it's really aligned to how we work in service of the nations and making our service process a lot more efficient, right? We've been able to leverage Salesforce to be an integral part actually of our service model, allowing kind of our team to put together the project applications that we receive and have really timely reporting and funding going out to the nations in a really effective and a really quick turnaround perspective. If we were still using kind of old Access, that would make things a lot more complicated, whereas Salesforce has allowed us to implement not only good processes, but really strong controls to allow for the effective allocation of funds back to the nations. It's been a great CRM system to allow us to, again, better report out and classify different types of stakeholders that work with coast funds or that we work for. But it's really streamlined our communications back to the nations, and that's been extremely effective. And so through our project reporting cycles and our project application cycles, that's been really effective for us to be able to do that in a really good way. At a click of a button, we can be issuing agreements and processing payments, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really been where a lot of the efficiencies lie. And again, having a strong CRM definitely supports our communications with our stakeholders. For a really small organization like Coast Funds, right, we're in the grand scheme of things, as you look at some of the large nonprofit in both in Vancouver and Canada, we're a pretty small not-profit organization, and for us to be able to access IT services, specifically on the Salesforce platform through Belmar, on a pretty quick turnaround perspective is really amazing. And so, in 2019, we had a unique project to continue as we organizationally expand. We needed to expand our platforms, and having someone who already knew our platform, which is any IT person looking at it will start scratching their head when like, this is extremely customized and specific as to how it works. Someone who doesn't know the ins and outs and the workings of our platforms could easily break it. And so having someone like the Belmar team who understand it and have a bit more history into it is able to kind of go in and work through the developments that we need. Yes, yeah, we've been working with Belmar. I don't have the date in front of me, but I'd say probably at least since 2014, 2015, and continuously connecting with your team on kind of our evolving needs has been really useful for our organization. The development of a new platform, platform and processes like a Salesforce is quite complex, convoluted, and challenging, to be completely honest. And so I'd say identify early on where your gaps are and build your team to fill those gaps, because once you've gone through the hurdle of the establishment, the implementation, the training, and your organization has learned how to work through a platform like Salesforce for, let's say, 6 months or so, and have gained a certain level of comfort, it's a game changer, and it really shifts how the organization really works. And and if you're pulling your hair halfway through a project, just reach out. That's I'm not gonna say that every project is smooth sailing, and these are complicated tools that we work with. And so whenever we've got questions or difficulties, I just reach out to the team and just go like, let's talk about this. And I've always seen the team to be quite receptive to my questions and comments, so appreciate that.